The amount of claims on the Twin Peaks property.
Corporate has 276 claims totaling around 4,560 acres. It's approximately 8 square miles. We have just installed roads to the new drill sites and on the eastern side of the property, and we have plans to install more roads on the western side of the property as we get to that drilling phase of the program. Yeah, right now we're pumping water out of the Little Santa Maria River, and we're pumping it up to holding tank and then pumping it out to the sites. But there's several wells on the site. On the site, there's one on the east side and there's one on the west side. And interesting occurrence in this last drill hole was at 240 feet below ground level, as we went through the dike, we encountered water. So there's a possibility, if we permit that we can actually use the water that's in the fractures in the dike for further drilling or whatever. Yeah, the dikes, we have now surface walked and mapped in part about 10,000 linear feet of dike. And that's both the east and western parts of the property. There's other portions of the dike that we suspect are below but not surfaced. But right now they're ranging anywhere from 4 feet to 8 or 10 feet thick, and there's some areas that are significantly wider than that are 60 or 70 feet wide. We just drilled through a section of that on this last hole. It looks like it's the dike is probably widened or quote blown out to 50 to 60 feet wide. Okay. And all that information will go for assay. Everything will be sampled and assayed.
And that's true, not apparent.
That's the projected true thickness. We started this in the beginning of November, first week in November, and we are expecting to finish it about the second week in March. The original contract calls for around 13,000 feet of drilling, and we'll come in pretty close to 13,000 feet. Well, we have one rig, and the same crew fortunately has been working the rig. It's a 3-man crew, a driller and 2 helpers. The holes range in depth from 110 feet below surface to 250 feet below surface. I'm minimizing the length of the holes to be able to drill more holes. Yeah, we use a standard testing method, a standard lab, a certified lab in Sparks, Nevada that we send all our samples from. The core is cut in standard industry standards methods. We have a quality assurance, quality control program that oversees all the procedures that are taking place. All the core is locked, and we have security tape for the core boxes when we apply it. Well, this is it really is an exciting project. I've been doing this for many years, doing geology and mining, mostly in mining. And I've used the different techniques in some of the new techniques, the aerial photographs, the satellite imagery photograph has been helpful. They outline areas. Since this is such a large project, I mean, with 8 square miles, it's virtually impossible for any person to walk at any period of time that is reasonable. So it's nice to have the satellite imagery and take a look at what the interpretations of that are, and to kind of at least field check those and see how that imagery is linked with what we see on the ground, because it would help in future to look at extensions of this. As I said, we haven't seen all the dikes on this. We haven't seen all the areas, so it helps to take a look at that.
Any other comments that you'd like to add?
No, just to thank Bill Hay
Okay,
and Denise.
Okay, Mike.
It's been a fun project.
Okay. Well, Mike, we want to thank you for a wonderful day and all the information that you've given us.
I appreciate your stopping by.